Okay, Bengals fans. There were more Bengals fans in the stands yesterday than Rams fans.
I heard that.
Without question.
I heard that. Yeah.
Without a doubt.
You want to put a number on it? 60-40?
I would go 60-40.
Okay.
If you want to be, even more generous, 65-35.
Okay.
Really?
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean,
up, man.
Because, it's still, again, I know a handful of Rams fans who stuck with the team in St. Louis. And I know a handful of Rams fans who said, I'm done with them when they left for St. Louis. And I'm not really into them coming back. And then there's a bunch of fans who are like, okay, I'll start rooting for the team that's now got LA on their head, and they're building. They are literally building. They literally built a new building in that building. Yeah. And Bengals fans have been waiting since 1988. They've been around since forever. And if you're sitting there in Ohio and you've been waiting for your Bengals to make a Super Bowl, and the Super Bowl is in a spot where it's on occasion, like yesterday, 85 degrees. And the weekend, I mean, it was a hot summer day, and it was a total Southern California day.
The whole week.
It was like, the tourism board couldn't have dialed it up any better than this. And Bengals fans came en masse, and they were psyched. They were fired up. They were up by 7 after being down by 10, and they were up by 7 after being down by 10 2 minutes after halftime. After sitting through that whole halftime, which was still, I shouldn't say sitting, that dancing through that halftime because the place was jumping. And so they thought this was it. But they also know when that trapdoor is going to open. And they started seeing all these flags. I want to start with this first because I know Bengals fans won't want to hear this. And my timeline was lit up with Rich won't talk about the flags because he's an NFL guy. Okay. I talk about flags all the time. I've changed rules, folks, all right? Rules that stink, like tuck rules and catch rules. I do my best. I will call out officials when they blow it any single time. And they blew it. You know when they blew it? They totally blew it by not disallowing the touchdown that started the second half. In the history of the Super Bowl, in the history of all 56 of these grand games, there has never been a half, either one, first or second, ever, that has started with a snap from scrimmage. First snap from scrimmage with a touchdown. It's never happened. Last night, first time. One snap, 75 yards.
He gone.
And the reason why Higgins was gone is because he, turned Jalen Ramsey's face mask so hard it looked like an exorcism. And the play went straight away from me. I was in the end zone that had Rams on it. Saw it straight there. Couldn't believe it. As Higgins grabbed it and ran for the end zone, Ramsey stood there after getting up because he was thrown to the ground. He stood up there getting up, and he stood there kind of like looking around to say, really? It was the international, like he didn't have his arms outstretched screaming and yelling. It was as simple as looking around and saying, really? Honestly, he was kind of like John Travolta, in Pulp Fiction. Like, really? Anybody? We're really not calling that?
Yeah, like people.
So Bengals fans who think that the end of the game was flag happy all of a sudden, you shouldn't have had the touchdown to start the second half. That's simple. Shouldn't have the touchdown to start the second half. And so if you think they blew it at the end of the game, well, guess what Rams fans kind of think about that one. And then I thought the penalties towards the end of the game were warranted. I mean, the Kupp hold on third down was absolutely a hold.
Yeah, he had his hands around his waist.
And I do agree, though, that the play should have been blown dead because it was a false start on third down. I mean, all four guys other than the center took a step back, and then the ball came towards Stafford's way. That was a blown call, too. Yeah. So the refs blew that. Kupp getting blown up in the back of the end zone like that.
Helmet to helmet.
I mean, that's an easy call.
Penalty,
that is an easy call right there.
Yeah, the 2 plays before the third down holding, I thought Kupp got held even worse. And it seemed like it was kind of a makeup, but it definitely was a penalty.
I mean, it was Kupp just doing what he had to do, man, and doing it well.
Yeah, he was amazing on the final drive.
I mean, he was unguardable. He became unguardable in the moment where the Bengals had to guard him most. So, yeah, Bengals fans, I thought the officiating was proper towards the end of the game, with the exception of missing that false start. Should have been 3rd down and goal from further back. Now, that would have been a different result potentially, or the fact that you couldn't guard Kupp anyway. But you shouldn't have been leading 10 seconds after halftime. I mean, I don't know how you missed that. Ronald Torbert after the game said it was not enough of a penalty, or it was not enough to change the way the play was, or something like that. Not of contact. You damn near ripped the face mask off his helmet. So that's my take on the officiating. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.